So if you go on with Night March, my only concern is the third line. The third line is very different to the rest of the music. Obviously, the last line is very similar to the first line, so I'll do that line. Copy your fingering in so that you copy that. Then you go down an octave to A in the second to last bar. And then it comes up to the E, which is your thumb, and that's an A with a 5 staccato. So the last two bars, A, B, C, D, E for 2 beats, then a staccato A. Excuse me. The right hand is there for that bar. So then there's a rest, and in that rest bar, you need to move the hand. So your second finger, that is B, just below middle C. So the line it's under is a middle C line. So it's B below it, or middle B, as I sometimes call it. And then if you follow the note down, it goes to the next line that would be underneath that note. So that's the line that's sitting on, which is A. So that's an A below middle C, 3 notes away from middle C. So the two together would be that. So the last 2 bars. Okay. Now on the third line, the right hand itself is not so bad. It's a lot more legato. There's no staccato. So it starts on high F. Okay, now you may have noticed that I didn't play the whole of the line legato. Okay, I put a couple, let's grab a pencil, a couple of breaks in. Okay, that's because I know that because the way the phrase mark is printed, you've got 3 different markings there. You've got a very long phrase mark there, a sort of slightly shorter one, and then a small, just a slur there. If it was one long phrase mark, I would just play the whole thing legato, but it's not marked like that. So there should be a tiny snatch of a break between those 2 notes and there as well. And I usually indicate that by a couple of strike lines between them. Okay, the fingering, if it hasn't come out in your music, is 3 on that D, 2 on the C, 4 on the E, and then 2 on that C, which should be the same as you've just been playing up to the D. Okay, so just watch that or listen to that again in the right hand. So I'm going to snatch the note. So I do a tiny break, and again here, snatch the note. Okay, now the left hand is a little bit more complicated. And so I would suggest if you do this line, you don't do it hands together, all right? You've got chords here in the left hand, 1 and 3, 1 and 4, 1 and 5, 1 and 4, 1 and 3, 1 and 4, 1 and 5 to 2 and 4. So just make sure that fingering's in your music. As you can see, you've got thumb, 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 all the way along there, C, 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 C. So you have to lift and play the C multiple times. But underneath, the A to the G to the F to the G to the A to the G to the F, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 4, 5. Those fingers and those notes can all join. So you've got 2 actions going on here at once. Okay, you've got your repeated middle C, much slower than that because they're minims, all right, apart from the last bar where it moves to a different note, so then you could join it without any problem. But these underneath notes with the 3, the 4 and the 5 should all be legato, preferably. I'm going right to the end of the line. Okay, so if I put that with the two things together but with one hand, to lift the thumb but hold the 3rd finger, lift the thumb but hold the 4th finger, lift the thumb but hold the 5th finger, lift the thumb but hold the 4, lift the thumb but hold the 3, lift the thumb but hold the 4, and then the last bar you can join both top and bottom notes to the next pair of notes. That's not difficult. All right, but before that, can you hear the lower note creating a bit of a legato sound? If I don't do that, it will just cut it all up. And if I do it with both hands, which is okay, it's not wrong to do that, but I think because the right hand is much more legato, the left hand, it sounds better to have the left hand with some legato in it as well. And it's a good technical practice because that sort of aspect of piano technique comes up again and again and again. And you have done it before, but maybe not multiple times like that. So I would request really that line, you don't do it hands together. You can do the last line, but that one, do slow practice until you're comfortable with it. And it is a coordination, it is a brain action that has to engage with that. All right, so it takes practice to develop it. Okay,